Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, prepare yourselves as we delve deep into Tejano music, its history, its future. You will hear the oldies but goodies, the newies but gooies, and everything in between. My name is Rick Garcia, and I will be your host on this 60-minute musical journey. So let's hear all the great songs by the great artists who made them famous, and a little bit of history behind each song. After all, I was there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome to this edition of the Rick Garcia Hour on MCR Radio. And a big high five to MCR as their conglomerate of radio networks continues to grow by leaps and bounds all over the planetary system of our universe. Got a lot of interesting things for you this hour. Going to talk about some old stuff and some new stuff and play you some very interesting releases by CHR Records and our affiliate distribution companies. But first, as we start off, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What's better than a G? Well, of course, two G's. Ruben Garza, Hector Gonzalez, together they are known as Los Dos G's. They are on CHR Records. Their current album is entitled Juntos Otra Vez. And this is a song from that very successful album. It's called Esa Tristeza Mía. Let's check it out right now. Cheese, Ruben Garza, Hector Gonzalez, tearing it up all over the Conjunto universe. That one was called Esa Tristeza Mia. I've got to say that I had the good fortune earlier this week to attend a very, very special, what they call Legends Breakfast here in the Rio Grande Valley. And I was honored to receive an invitation in my email that invited me to attend, and I, of course, RSVP'd right away and said, yes, I will be there. My gracious. I could see the other names of people who had been invited, and they were my heroes, my mentors. And so I showed up last week at a restaurant and had breakfast with a whole table full of Tejano legends. And as I said, it was just so good to catch up again with people I had not seen for a while. They were so instrumental in my early years of recording and being involved in this business, and I was just sitting there at the edge of my chair with just listening to all the stories that were told about the old days and the days gone by, and I had a chance to relive such great memories with some very good people. One of those gentlemen was a man by the name of Juan Guerrero. His group was called Juan Guerrero y los Chicanos, and he had also been involved with other groups like Blackjack and some other names way back in the past, but I knew him as a guitar player and a very talented songwriter. And I'm proud to say that we were the first ones during the Hacienda years to record his song that he wrote himself, which became a national Tejano anthem. That song was called Ya Te Vi. It was released on his very first album that he did with Hacienda entitled Far Out. And that song, Ya Te Vi, it did okay on his album, but it was picked up by Elsa Garcia. She recorded it, made a major hit with it. And since then, it has been covered by pretty much every Tejano and Conjunto superstar that there is. And it emanated from the brain of one very talented man by the name of Juan Guerrero. He's a Hall of Famer, he is a legend, and he is a superstar in my book, and what a heck of a songwriter he is. So here is the originator, Mr. Juan Guerrero, with his song, Ya Te Vi. The originator, Mr. Juan Guerrero, with a song that he wrote. It's his inspiration, his composition. It's called Ya Te Vi. It has gone on to become a Tejano anthem covered by so many people. But I had the good fortune of being the first guy to record that song way back in the early 80s, or maybe it was even the late 70s. I don't remember, but it was just way back in the day. And for those just tuning in right now, my name is Rick Garcia. You're listening to the Rick Garcia Hour, and I'm talking about a Legends Breakfast that I was invited to attend last week. And of course, without hesitation, I RSVP'd, yes, I will be there, because the guys that were there, or scheduled to be there, are my heroes, my mentors, my colleagues. How could I refuse but to go and hobnob with them? Talk about all the golden days of Tejano music. Another gentleman at the breakfast who's a dear friend of mine. I'd not seen him in a while, and he was sitting right in front of me at the breakfast table. His name was Oscar Solis. Now, he goes back to the Snowball and Company days, Los Sonidos days, but I knew him best from Grupo Romance from the Rio Grande Valley. He, along with Mito Valdez and Mario Montes and the rest of the gang, produced some great music, again, back in the early 80s. And Oscar Solis, what a great talent he is. One of my favorite arrangers and favorite keyboard players. He was there looking great, talking about all the old times. And we talked about Grupo Romance and all the great times we had at the studio, working all night, getting there like at 10 o'clock in the morning, leaving like at 10 o'clock the next morning after working all day and all night, and eating pizza and eating hamburgers and drinking Cokes and smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. And those were just some great days. We made a lot of great music together, including this song from one of the early Romance albums. It's called ¿Cuál es el secreto? Check it out.
Dices que tengo un secreto que no te quiero contar. Dices que tengo un secreto que puedes imaginar. Dices que tengo un secreto que no te quiero contar. Digo que ese secreto a ti te atormentará. ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto que no te puedo contar? ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto que puedes imaginar? Dices que tengo un secreto que te han venido a contar. Dices que tengo un secreto que no debes aceptar. Dices que tengo un secreto que te han venido a contar. Digo que ese secreto te inquieta y te hace amar. ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto que no te puedo contar? ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto? ¿Cuál es el secreto que puedes imaginar?
Boy, doesn't that song bring back memories? Where were you when that song was tearing up the airwaves? Were you even born yet? My gracious. Hard to believe it's been over 30 years. Seems like just yesterday. In any case, that was Romance. ¿Cuál es el secreto? What is the secret? Well, the secret is just enjoy life and enjoy music and don't take anything too darn seriously. I'd like to come back in a little while and talk more about the legends and play some more of the old legendary music, but right now, let's bring it up to today. Now, this lady is from a legendary family, no doubt about that. She is Marlisa Vela. Her dad, the late great Ruben Vela. Marlisa is an artist on my new label, CHR Records, and she is currently tearing it up with her album, Aquí Estoy. Marlisa just recently came back from a great performance in Laredo, Texas, where she entertained a whole lot of people at the 30th anniversary of Z93 Radio, Geta Communications there in Laredo, Texas. This next song is a song that Marlisa wrote, and just like some of the other great Tejano entertainers, she's not only a gifted entertainer, but she is also a gifted songwriter. And you'll know what I mean as I play this next song. It's called Olvídalo, Marlisa Vela on CHR Records.
No sé por qué no dejo de pensar. En mi mente solo existen los momentos y sé que ya no está. Hoy no sé por qué no te puedo olvidar. Tengo ganas de llorar otra vez, no quiero sufrir más. Desde que te perdí, solo pienso en ti, solo siento soledad. No sé por qué no haces nada por salvar nuestro amor. Olvídalo, yo sé que cometí un error. Olvídalo, necesito más que tu perdón. Olvídalo, no sé qué hacer sin tu amor. Olvídalo, son cosas del amor. Olvídalo. Desde que te perdí, solo pienso en ti, solo siento soledad. No sé por qué no haces nada por salvar nuestro amor. Olvídalo, yo sé que cometí un error. Olvídalo, necesito más que tu perdón. Olvídalo, no sé qué hacer sin tu amor. Olvídalo, son cosas del amor. Olvídalo.
Miss Marlisa Vela, la canción Olvídalo from her CHR album Aquí Estoy. And I'm talking a little bit about CHR Records right now because that's the new venture that my wife and I have started. In fact, we celebrated our first year in business earlier this month. I take that back. How time flies. Actually, about 3 months ago now. It has been great. We continue to grow, continue to sign great recording artists. And one thing that we decided to do when we started this venture was, yes, we love Tejano and Conjunto music, but we do not want to just limit ourselves to that or any one particular genre. Since I've been in this business, I've had the opportunity to work in all sorts of genres and with all sorts of groups and musicians, and I have learned something from every single one of them. This next group that I'm going to play happen to be a group of young girls that are in their college years right now, and they've got a tremendous group called Aletheia. They are three sisters, and they play their own instruments, and they've got some really, really tight harmonies. You can find their music on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. It's distributed by the CHR record parent company called Red Tide Music Group. Again, that is a company owned by my lovely wife and myself. So I hope you enjoy this next song. The genre is contemporary pop. It is some great music. As I said, the group is called Aletheia, and the song is called Just Move Something.
I may not
The young, exciting sounds of Aletheia from their album Everything Changes. That song is called Just Move Something. That is a product of CHR Records, and we encourage all who listen to go check them out on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, you name it. You'll enjoy that great album. The group is called Aletheia. That song was called Just Move Something from the album Everything Changes. And you know what? That is so very true. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. And if you think you're staying the same, you're not. You're actually moving backwards. So keep taking one step forward, as small of a step as it may be. If you take one step forward, you are making progress. And that's what it's all about, is progress. One other thing that has changed, and actually this kind of caught us by surprise, I talked a little bit about this in a previous show, and I talk about my wife, Hilda Lamas, who's my partner in CHR Records. And of course, she has been up and down the highways and the byways doing blues and soul and R&B, and opened for such groups as Los Lobos, Texas Tornadoes, was on the same stage with Aaron Neville there at the Jazz Fest in New Orleans. She also played Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas, and has done just a lot of great things, continues to do so. She had a great blues show at the Tobin in San Antonio not too long ago, but she wanted to do something different as well. And although it is a change, it is not so much a change, but rather an extension of what she's doing. So while she continues to perform her blues and her soul and her R&B shows, she's also added conjunto to her repertoire of music. This song has been out a couple of weeks now, and it's already tearing up some of the charts. We're real happy about that. CHR recording artist Hilda Lamas. This one is called Mientras Él Me Ame.
Mientras él me ame, lo nuestro no puede ser. Mientras él me quiera, yo lo tendré que querer. Me he dado más que su vida, no le puedo ser infiel, porque tu cariño me envicia, y si te quiero será más de una vez. Mientras él me ame, solo tocaré tu piel, en sueños sin que él se dé cuenta de que le estoy siendo infiel. Mientras él me ame, lo nuestro tendrá que esperar. No es su culpa que tú me dejaras y ahora quieras regresar. Mientras él me ame, los dos vamos a pagar el gran error que cometimos cuando juramos no regresar. ¡Ay, papacito! Mientras él me ame, solo tocaré tu piel, en sueños sin que él se dé cuenta de que le estoy siendo infiel. Mientras él me ame, lo nuestro tendrá que esperar. No es su culpa que tú me dejaras y ahora quieras regresar. Mientras él me ame, los dos vamos a pagar el gran error que cometimos cuando juramos no regresar. El gran error que cometimos cuando juramos no volver más.
The lovely and talented Miss Hilda Lamas, Mientras Él Me Ame. You're listening to Rick Garcia on MCR Radio, the Rick Garcia Hour. Mr. Conjunto, although I'm playing a lot more than just Conjunto today, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Music is the universal language. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I was talking a little bit earlier about a Legends Breakfast that I attended, reunited with a lot of great people I had not seen in such a long time, and it was so good to see them again. We enjoyed exchanging stories of the old days and kind of caught each other up on what we're doing now, things like that. One of the fellas that was there was a wonderfully talented keyboard player by the name of Mr. Joel Silva. Now, I've known Joel since way back in the early 70s when I first got into this business in 73. Joel happened to be with a group called Los Jokers, recorded for De La Rosa Records, and is also one of the most in-demand studio musicians that there is in South Texas. Played alongside of Agustin Ramirez, Joe Bravo, and so many more. I know Joel the best from his years as keyboard player for Pio Trevino y Magic. Now, Pio is a whole other subject. That guy is just the greatest in my book. And we had such a great time recording a series of albums during the Hacienda years, Pio Trevino y Magic. Of course, before that, Pio was lead singer for La Movida. Before that, Pio was lead singer for Sangre Chicana. He goes back a long way in this business, as does Joel Silva. And I bring up Joel because we just really caught up with each other after not seeing each other for a number of years. And I asked him if he remembered all those late night recording sessions, recording with Pio and Magic. And of course, he said yes. And we just really had a good time talking about all of that. And as I was thumbing through a list for today's songs for this program, I ran across one and I thought, man, I've got to include this one. One of the great hits of Pio Trevino and Magic, featuring the keyboard wizardry of Joel Silva. This song is called Then. Check it out.
Olvidándolo todo, ven acercándote a mí, sécate un poco los ojos y haz que te sientes feliz. Deja el miedo esperando allá afuera, nada te puede ocurrir. Miedo lo tiene cualquiera. Caminando despacio, no tengas prisa en llegar. Entra contando los pasos, ven empezando a soñar. En tu amor se ha parado las horas y anda de fiesta el amor. No te arrepientas ahora. Despierta, ven acercándote a mí, cierra el silencio la puerta y entra en el cuarto por fin. En tu amor se ha parado las horas y anda de fiesta el amor. No te arrepientas ahora. Amarnos así, sabes que estoy esperando que todo se llene de ti. Ven lentamente a mis brazos y empieza despacio a sentir. Ven a perderte en un mágico abrazo y rompe
unmistakable sounds of Pio Trevino y Magic. Hey, Pio is still tearing it up all over the place. I see his posts on Facebook where he performs in Houston and in the Valley and in Dallas and Fort Worth. And boy, I tell you what, wherever he plays, he packs the house. Doing a great job as he's always done and continues to do. Congratulations to Pio Trevino, carrying on the tradition, keeping the music alive. Let's keep it old school for a little while longer. The golden age of Tejano, as I refer to it. There was a group back in the early 80s during my Hacienda days that was called Josefa. Oh, and man, they had a horn section like you would not believe. They had a very tight rhythm section as well. They had a killer lead vocalist by the name of Mr. Jose Fuentes. And I'm sorry to say that we lost Jose not too long ago, but the music of Josefa lives on. Some of the people in the brass section went on to become members of Aviso, and they continue to tear it up. But I have been exchanging some emails with the family of lead singer Jose Fuentes, who passed away, as I mentioned. So I'd like to send this song out to them. It's always sad when you lose somebody you love, and there's nothing in the world that can take that pain and sorrow away. There's an emptiness and a void that continues to be there. But if it brings any kind of solace, I just hope they and all the other good people that have lost somebody in the Tejano or Conjunto music industry, that the music lives on, and that means that they live on. So up next, I'd like to play a song from Josefa. This one is called No Te Beso Más.
Que no te cumplo ya, que tardo siempre en llegar, y otra quizás llego a esperar, y eso no aguanto más. No te beso más, no te beso más, no te beso más. De esta forma tus celos ya no soporto más, no sé lo que voy a hacer, buscando una solución estoy y creo que ya la encontraré. No te beso más, no te beso más, no te beso más. De esta forma cambiará. No te beso más, no te beso más, no te beso más. De esta forma cambiarás. Yo sé que tú te arrepentirás de no haber tenido fe. Jugaste toda de mí que a ti me obligaste a decir no te beso más, no te beso más, no te beso más. De esta forma cambiarás. No te beso más, no te beso más, no te beso más. De esta forma cambiarás.
The big band sounds of Josefa. That was called No Te Beso Más. You know, we're kind of jumping around between genres today on the Rick Garcia Hour, but that's okay. Music is the universal language. and I like so many different genres of music. And luckily, being in this business, I've been around and been exposed to so many good, talented people. And I know that when music is deep down in their hearts, and they play from their soul, no matter what type of music they're playing. It's got rhythm, it's got soul, it's got meaning, it's got sentiment. In short, it is music. A little while ago, I played a song by a group called Aletheia that's part of the CHR family. And up next, another artist from the CHR family as well. This gentleman is named B.B. Watson. I will put him up against any country singer, anytime, any place, anywhere. This song is from his CHR album entitled Buried Treasure. It's called Why Are You Crying? And don't forget the great music of CHR Records, such as the one I'm about to play, is available everywhere on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Google Play, you name it, it's there. So let's continue on with B.B. Watson as he asks that universal question, why are you crying?
Sitting all alone, tears were falling from your eyes like a heart that's lost its home. I couldn't keep from wondering what he'd done this time to you. Could I put a smile back on your face and chase away your blues? Oh honey, why are you crying? Did you catch him in a lie? Oh honey, why did he finally say goodbye? Oh, tell me, why are you crying? We can dance away your tears. Oh, life's too short for a broken heart. Don't you know how much I care? Don't you know how much I care? All night and I hold you tight when you can't hold your own. You look at me so tenderly and say, honey, take me home. In place of tears, that smile you wear tells me that you'll be alright. A little company is all you need to get you through the night. Oh honey, why are you crying? Did you catch him in a lie? Oh honey, why are you crying? Did he finally say goodbye? Oh tell me, why are you crying? We can dance away your tears. Honey, life's too short for a broken heart. Don't you know how much I care? Don't you know how much I care? Yes I do. Yeah I do.
From his CD, Buried Treasure. That one was called Why Are You Crying? Again, just like all the other CHR products, that's available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. You name it, it's there. Download it or stream it or ask for it from your favorite radio station, whatever it may happen to be. You know, we have been talking off and on about legends, and I am a huge fan of the legendary artists because we have been given so much by them, both their intellect, their knowledge, and their hard work trailblazing what we know today as Tejano and Conjunto music. And if it wasn't for these legends that trailblazed the path for us, who knows where we would be right now. I happen to consider myself the most fortunate guy on the planet because I labored with him back in the early days, and I continue to be a part of it today. I was talking to somebody on the phone about that just yesterday, and I could not help but just get a little bit teary-eyed when I was thinking about all the legends and all the good people that I've been associated with for so many years. Some of them are not with us anymore. Some of them still remain with us, but they're always here in our hearts and in our spirit. And as I said earlier, because of their music, they will live forever. Such is the case with this next artist. He is Mr. Stevan Ordán. This man is the legendary king of all instruments. Accordion, bass, guitar, drums, percussion, you name it, he could do it. He was a one-man band, and back when I worked with him, there were no such things as drum machines back then. So he would do all the congas, the timbales, the huidos, the shakers, the little campanitas and everything, all track by track himself. There was no such thing as programming a cumbia beat or a salsa beat or a Latino beat or any kind of a beat. He would just do it because that's the way he felt it. This next song, I think, is one of the best things that he's ever done. Goes way back to the early days. I think it was like 1973 or 74. I know that we recorded it at the old Studio B in Corpus Christi, and I do not remember what record label it came out on. I was fortunate enough to find this song on YouTube, and a buddy of mine, a blues singer in the Rio Grande Valley here, happened to have a copy of this song on a cassette. And I remember recording it, and he doesn't remember what label it was on either because he put it on a cassette way back when, and he no longer has the 45. But I sure remember the song. And after not hearing it for like 40-some years, I am as impressed with it today as I was way back when we did it. So it's Steve Jordan. The song is called Ain't No Big Thing. That has as much soul and rhythmic flavor as any song I've ever heard. That's Steve Jordan, a little different side of Steve Jordan, but he was a many-sided man, I'll tell you that. That one was called Ain't No Big Thing, from way back in the early 70s, recorded by a very, very, very young engineer by the name of yours truly. Up next, we'll stay old school a little while longer. This next artist is Mr. Al Chato Chavarria, Grupo Mayo. And I've got one from the old days called Ya Estaba Escrito en el Cielo. And again, I'm going back to my teenage years, way before there was a CHR Records, way before there was a Hacienda Records. I was at a studio called Studio B in Corpus Christi, and Freddie Records was their affiliate. It was owned by Freddie Martinez, and Al Chavarria was one of his artists. Now, this song actually scared me because I was fairly new to Tejano and Conjunto music. And this song had such a dramatic introduction. I thought I was going to hear something like Beethoven's Fifth or something of Mozart or something like that. It just had a very, very solid, dynamic, dramatic intro. And then it broke into a ranchera. And I thought, wow, this is really cool how they did that. I don't remember who the personnel was at that time, but I do remember Al Chavarria because his voice is unique. He is a crooner. He's smooth. He's like the Frank Sinatra de nosotros. So here it is from the old days, Al Chato Chavarria y Grupo Mayo, Ya Estaba Escrito en el Cielo.
Por más que uno no quiera creer en el destino, hay una fuerza extraña que me arrastra a tu lado. Ya estaba escrito en mi destino, ya estaba escrito en mi suerte, que cambiarías mi camino, que te amaría hasta la muerte. Ya estaba escrito en mi destino, ya estaba escrito en mi suerte, que cambiarías mi camino, que te amaría hasta la muerte. ¿Qué fuerza tiene el amor que encadena y amarra a los dos, a los dos? Solamente otra fuerza podrá separarnos, la mano de Dios. ¿Qué fuerza tiene el amor que encadena y amarra a los dos, a los dos? Solamente otra fuerza podrá separarnos, la mano de Dios. Ya estaba escrito en mi destino, ya estaba escrito en mi suerte, que cambiarías mi camino, que te amaría hasta la muerte. Ya estaba escrito en mi destino, ya estaba escrito en mi suerte, que cambiarías mi camino, que te amaría hasta la muerte. ¿Qué fuerza tiene el amor que encadena y amarra a los dos, a los dos? Solamente otra fuerza podrá separarnos, la mano de Dios. ¿Qué fuerza tiene el amor que encadena y amarra a los dos, a los dos? Solamente otra fuerza podrá separarnos, la mano de Dios.
The sounds of Al Chato Chavarria, Grupo Mayo. That song was called Ya Estaba Escrito en el Cielo. It was already written in the sky, baby, long before we got together. So I've had so much fun talking about the legends and the newies and the oldies and all that kind of good stuff right here at this edition of the Rick Garcia Hour, MCR Radio. We've got time for just a few more, so let's bring them up to bat right now. This next artist is no stranger to the world of Tejano music. Her name is Veronique Medrano. Her current album is called Loteria on CHR Records. Now, this is a very special song. It's called El Problema, and it's actually a cover song. I believe somebody out of Mexico did it. I'm not sure. She would know more about that than me. She's the one that chose the song. I went along with it because I think it's a great song, and I think she did a great rendition of it. One thing that really turned me on was when she was singing it, she actually kind of broke down a little bit during the performance, because whatever the lyrics are saying, obviously about the problems of love, or the problems of love kind of gone wrong, or just the life experiences, I guess kind of just related to her. And she teared up and did the best she can to get through it, but there were just some little whimpers in there that we had to keep. It was too emotional not to keep it. She did a great job on the song. So up next, it is Veronique Medrano. La canción se llama El Problema.
El problema no es tu ausencia, el problema es que te espero. El problema no es que mientas, el problema es que te creo. El problema no es que juegues, el problema es que es conmigo. Si me gustaste por ser libre, ¿quién soy yo para cambiarte? Si me quedé queriendo sola, ¿cómo hacer para obligarte? El problema no es quererte, es que tú no sientas lo mismo. ¿Y cómo deshacerme de ti si no te tengo? ¿Cómo alejarme de ti si estás tan lejos? El problema no es cambiarte, el problema es que no quiero. El olvido. El problema no es que digas, el problema es lo que callas. Si me gustaste por ser libre, ¿quién soy yo para cambiarte? Si me quedé queriendo sola, ¿cómo hacer para obligarte? El problema no es quererte, es que tú no sientas lo mismo. ¿Y cómo deshacerme de ti si no te tengo? ¿Cómo alejarme de ti si estás tan lejos? El problema no es cambiarte, el problema es que no quiero.
From the CHR album Loteria, that was the lovely and talented Veronique Medrano. La canción El Problema. And don't forget, you can buy all the great products of CHR Records wherever music is sold, not only on the digital platforms such as iTunes, Google Play, Amazon. Man, there's so many nowadays, it would probably take the whole hour just to say them all. And CHR Records is there on each and every one of them, but also in the physical world. So wherever your favorite place to go buy CDs, whether it's a flea market or whether it's a music store, there you'll find the products of CHR Records. We have got time for one more. Wow, where does time go? So let's close it out with another very talented lady on the CHR record label. This lady's name is Martina Garcia, and no relation, and her group is called Martina y Conjunto La Suerte. Now, Martina, just like Veronique and just like Marlisa Vela and just like Hilda Lamas and all the other ladies on CHR Records, is a very talented songwriter as well. This song is a song that she wrote called En Una Botella. And she was telling me the reason why she wrote this song and where it came about. And she said there was just a lot of good people in her life that were just not in her life anymore. Whether they had passed on or whether they had moved away or whether they just lost touch or lost connection or whatever. But there was like an essence or an aura of them that she wishes that she could just like put in a bottle. You know, have you ever thought about that where you just like you'll smell a smell or it reminds you of somebody, maybe a certain perfume or a certain shampoo or a certain whatever it is. And that was just the way that she felt. If she could take the good memories of somebody and just bottle it up, put it in una botella so that it never, ever, ever goes away. And whenever she wants to, she can just open up that bottle, smell the essence of the bottle, and just have the essence of that person right there with her forever and forever. I thought about that. Wow, what a great song. What a great idea. And that's actually kind of the way I feel about some of the legends that we talked about today. I don't have anything I can put in the bottle, but doggone it, I sure thank God that I've got the great memories in the music that they left behind. And I definitely thank God that I was able to be a part of it, either as a recording engineer or a producer or whatever. But I had the opportunity to be there with them when they recorded these songs, and I will cherish those memories as long as I live. And I want to thank everybody who's been listening to the Rick Garcia Hour, this edition, for letting me play my music, share my stories. And this is stuff that it just is so very, very special to me. And I'm honored that you guys will let me go into your homes or your automobiles or whatever and share my stories and my show with you. So thank you so much to the listeners of MCR Radio, to all their affiliates. And we'll see you again next time. But in the meantime, we say goodbye with Martina y Conjunto La Suerte en una botella.
Quisiera poner en una botella todo el tiempo que pasamos juntos. Quisiera tener en esa botella el amor que me diste en aquel tiempo. Quisiera poder abrir la botella y volver a sentir tu aliento. Quisiera otra vez tapar la botella y guardar mis sentimientos. Pero qué manera de pensar la mía, como un loco sin sentido, esperando que vuelvas conmigo. Pero qué manera de pensar la mía, si sé bien que jamás volverás conmigo. Pero qué manera de pensar la mía, como un loco sin sentido,
been listening to the Rick Garcia Hour on Mas Chingon Radio, MCR. Join us every week at the same time for another edition as we stroll up and down 5 decades of memories and making new ones at the same time. My name is Rick Garcia. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.